live, prepare to live. I my my computer my computer smells funny. I don't know what happened last week, but I found out that if you don't um, put your keys in your pants pockets where you always put them. I put them always. Thought I put them up there where I always put them, but I went to find them and I didn't, and then I couldn't get in my office last week. I hope you guys had a good meeting, but my computer now smells funny.
I
So
I know.
let me put my thank you for joining today's session of Elephant in the Room. I understand from the little yellow post-it note that this week's topic is on communication. I'm not sure what you talked about because last week I couldn't find my keys and get in my office. So I'm here today to welcome you to today's Elephant in the Room session 34. It's been quite a long journey together, Dr. McFoxy.
Um,
Glad that you're back, Bruce, and that you're safe and that you have your computer back, even though it has a strange odor. Isn't that right, Sparky?
we know something that maybe you should know, but I think Sparky should be the one to tell you.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't very nice of me. My mom said I have to apologize, but I lost my computer. I didn't lose my mom took away my computer and I still wanted to come to the group. So Wally and I went to the place where you work at this university, and Wally distracted you and I took your keys and I got your computer, and last week I ran the group. But I gave it back.
Did you do a good job?
I don't
Oh, yeah.
know.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Real good. Real good. Real good. If I were you, nothing personal. You do a good job, but if I were you, I'd be worried. I really would. She did a great job. She really did. Great job.
No, not
thank-
worried. I don't.
Thank you, Sparky.
So Bruce, how did you perchance enter today? How did you get in the building?
I
I'm wondering.
had to get the janitor to let me in.
All right.
And
He's nice. He's nice. Yes.
You know the janitor, and how does
Oh yes, quite
what
well.
university is? Did you? But I'm
Well,
glad you
I-
did. I'm glad you did a good job.
I'm
But
teaching a class there now. I'm teaching a class in ethics.
I need to talk to Reginald about how to get the stains out. I'm not sure what this is, and it smells funny. But you guys have a good session.
Nobody in their right mind is going to your class and thinking, oh, this bird is going to teach me all about ethics.
Oh, they listen. They listen with profound. Now, some may be there because they think it's a novelty. Oh, look at the bird that talks. That could be the reason they're there, but I prefer to believe that it's because I am teaching them life lessons that only a bird can teach.
And what kind of lessons you teaching?
Ethics.
About what?
Oh,
give me
you know,
examples.
basic ethics, how creatures should treat one another.
Oh, okay. Like how?
You know,
So you're
the-
teaching by that. You're doing the whole negative example kind of teaching. Is that what you're doing? Is that what you're doing? Is that how it
No.
works?
It's because I mean, as you may know and choose to ignore, but I'm very kindly now. Remember, I'm kindly, Dr. Wally Cotswallop.
Well, compared to how you used to be, I would
Yes,
say
but-
that's a true statement.
And I like when people listen to me and agree with me, and that usually means that they are ethically good people.
Oh, if
So
they
how
agree
many
with you,
people-
they're good.
What? Yes. If they agree with me, that usually is a good sign that they are good people. Yes.
Good grief.
How many people do you have? How many students do you have in your class, Dr.
Well,
Musgrave?
it varies. First, there was none, and then I had one, and then that one brought some friends, and now I'm expecting possibly. I don't know if I should really keep using the classroom because I never actually signed up, and I don't know if they can get a credit for it. So I'm basically going to the courtyard and doing a class there, and I'm assuming to have about 100 students or so, and I'll be teaching them about why they should listen to me as
So
ethical.
Bruce needs to go find you to get his keys back. You don't even need them. You're in the courtyard.
Well, I will be coming in, to talk to the janitor and such.
I need my key. It's it's also got my little fob thing. So when I get some extra grain down at the grain shack, they give me, every 10 clicks on the little fob there, I get like an apple, and I really like apples.
Oh, that was that for?
They're good. They're good.
So I can
Oh, yeah,
get
they're
an
really
apple. I can actually get an apple.
You don't need no apple.
Oh no, I don't really prefer them. But
Mr. Wally, if I had to give the computer back, you have to give the keys back. That's not fair.
Ah,
but our keys really isn't possession.
She says,
No.
she's the
Regardless
boss of
the
you,
law or
remember?
something.
No,
Possession, I have them, so therefore that means ethically I own them because I
no, because if that worked, then my mom would have let me keep the computer, and she didn't. So you have to give the keys back.
But let's look at this
yeah.
ethically. All right, let's look at this ethically.
You don't know nothing about ethics.
No, I know everything. I'm a classical.
You do the wrong ethics.
Classical ethicist. So
Oh, yeah.
therefore, I have a pair of keys, and if I have them, therefore I have the keys. Therefore,
Are they
how can
yours?
another have the keys when I have the keys?
You know what?
I have them, therefore I am.
Codswallop, if you cannot return the rightful property to the rightful owner, I don't know that you can participate in this group any longer.
I kind of need my keys back.
But why? Why?
Maybe
why,
we
why-
could take a vote
It's my job.
and see.
It's not a
if
vote.
we
I
let
need-
him
I need my
stay.
keys back.
Mom said that
No.
if Bruce didn't have his stuff back, that he might lose his job, and you wouldn't want him to lose his job.
No,
No,
you
no,
don't
of
need to
course
lose
not.
my
But do you know how many hours
That
of
wouldn't be
entertainment
kind.
I've had? I can just sit there looking at the keys, they jingle and they're shiny, and I love to play
Sparky,
with
could
them.
you
a
What
get
bit.
if-
my
what
keys
if
back
Bruce-
for me? Just
What
get my
if-
keys
What
back.
if Bruce, what if you give him some different keys?
Or
I have-
something
I just like
shiny. This will
keys.
amuse him.
I have some.
feel-
Yeah.
I feel important with keys. The more one has, the more keys one has. That is how you know an individual is important.
In this house, they have a drawer full of keys. They don't know what they go to. That doesn't matter how many keys they have.
Go ahead, Doc.
Sparky
Go
made
ahead,
a
go ahead.
really good point. Sparky made a really good point before that that you keeping the keys, Dr. Codswallop, did not seem very kind. And if you are kindly, then how does that fit together?
And I'm still trying to
Yeah.
figure out, why do we call him a doctor if he's not? Couldn't we just call him Wally?
It's like his first name now, Dr.
Why
Wally.
would you not call me doctor now that I'm teaching a class at a university?
I thought you said you were in a courtyard.
Yes, but doctors go to court. As I said, I'm a classical ethicist, so therefore I feel like, Socrates?
I continue to
More
think
like
that
platypus.
you are deflecting, Dr. Codswallop. If
No, I
you are kind,
Please reflect.
if you
When I
are
hold them up, I
kindly,
can
then you
see.
return the rightful property to the rightful owner. But if
Get
you are
him,
not
Doc.
kindly, then you keep that property. You need. It seems that you are having a crisis of identity here. Are you kindly or are you not kindly?
No, I'm definitely kindly. I'm
Then why do
extremely.
you still have the key?
And Monty said he'd loan me his flute if you didn't get me my keys back.
Oh, what? All right, I'll bring the bloody keys. I'll go be there. Just be at my class. That's the requirements. You have to attend my class, and then I will return your keys.
Now that is kindly.
There you go. All you have to do is attend my class, Bruce. Think of it.
So he steals my keys to get me my own property back, and I have to give him my
Yes,
time.
It's only a 2-hour session of primarily lecturing. No
Bruce.
questions.
Bruce,
Sparky,
you could just go and get the keys back, and then cut class. That's what the kids in my school do.
Sparky.
which
are
would
you
be
considering-
absolutely perfect. It'd be absolutely perfect along the lines of Wally Codswallop type ethics. I'll tell you that. That's the truth right there, boy. That would be Wally ethics right there. I'm telling you. Say you'll do it and then don't do it. There you go. That's Wally ethics.
I always do what I
just-
say.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I thought we had a topic. My little yellow post-it note
Yes,
said
we
supposed
do
to be
have a
talking about
topic.
communication.
It is
Sorry.
communication.
I just thank you for getting my keys back,
It is
Sparky.
communication. And Dr. Codswallop, I trust that you will return the keys to the rightful owner. Thank you so much. Now, the topic for today was communication. And so
Yeah.
does anybody have a question that they have? Yes, Donnie.
Yeah, I do. I gotta say, and then yeah, you may have figured out, the times. What do you say, Bruce? 34 sessions we've been having here. You may have kind of figured out that and I usually don't share a whole lot. I really don't, on the average. But I gotta say, I've had this past week something's come up, and I really kind of feel like we need to talk about it, or I need to talk about it, or somebody's got to talk about it.
All right,
Because
fine, I'll let
in the farmyard, you see, we were talking about each other, and it was brought up at one point that they said that they think that I kind of talk a little too much. I was talking about communication, and they said, well, you're communicating quite a bit. And in fact, they were starting to not really want to be around. Especially some of the smaller ones. The geese, the chicks, the ducks, the geese, they all scurry when I start to talk, and I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good. So I was just wondering, is there such a thing as too much communication? Can we communicate too much? That's my question. There you go.
I think you communicate the perfect amount. I just wish it was more personal and like face to face.
Yeah,
Well, you
okay.
see
I
his
expected that,
face.
but okay.
I see his face. You are face to face as good as you can get right now.
No, I want to be close enough to be able to pet him.
Oh, good grief. Maybe he does
Yeah,
not like
welcome to my
that.
world.
Oh, he
With an
would.
my world.
elephant
Yeah.
hoof.
If you've never been pet with the trunk, you don't even know what you're missing.
What do you think, Simone? Donnie asked a good question.
Well, I think for Donnie, sometimes you take some time to get to the point because you are saying, I don't know, yes, yes. Here's me, okay. And then sometimes my mind wander off while you're speaking. So if maybe you could get to the point more quicker, then maybe I could listen a little better. Is that
I
okay?
think it's perfect. I like to listen to you all day.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I can kind of see that. I can see that. What Simone said. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. That's
Okay.
possible. It's possible. Yeah.
Okay, that'd be great
thought
because
it was
sometimes
good.
my attention span is very little and I go off wondering and thinking about salmon,
Is that why you leave when
Delicious.
Wally starts talking to you, Simone?
Who, Wally?
Yeah, you.
I
leave
don't
when-
really listen to him as much as I can. It's just here, I can't avoid him because he's right there squawkity.
Oh, because when
If
you
we're
left,
in your place, I ignore him.
I was afraid that maybe I smelled bad when you'd leave.
Oh no, it's Wally and it's this female's elephant I don't like.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah.
Bruce, you have your hand.
Oh,
Well,
What
it's my hoof, and thank you.
Yes.
Reginald, I when I was cleaning off the boards that they write on, they were talking about communication, and they said something about listening and talking, and they had these numbers with this cute little eyeballs and a line, about 80 little squiggly sign, had listening, and the next to speaking was 20, and then a little squiggly, little circle, little line, another little circle.
Oh,
What does that mean?
If I'm not mistaken, I do believe you are referring to the proportion of listening to speaking. There is a theory that says, ideally for communication, we should spend 80% of our time listening and only 20% of our time speaking. Now, for some, that would be rather difficult, I must say, because especially since Donnie brought the point up, he does tend to have the ratio, shall I say, reversed. But perhaps that would be a goal, an ideal that we should all strive for.
That's not what Wally's teaching me at all.
No, Wally wants you to listen while he's talking.
He said that good communication is when I listen to him. And because I don't really have much to say.
But Ernie, you do have something to say, because I was listening to these guys at the zoo and they said this female's elephant is going to have a baby elephant.
It has nothing to do with me.
Oh, Ernie, you're very naughty.
I didn't do anything.
Oh, well then how did this happen?
They did a thing where they did, I don't know what it's artificial symmetry.
These doctors these days, they can do
Yeah,
anything.
and apparently it's my baby, but I don't want the female to have an egg. I'll smash it.
It's not an egg with the elephant.
No,
No, you should know these.
Smash eggs.
but I thought I knew all
That's
about
killing
Earth and
babies.
Sparky.
No, Sparky is the dragons have eggs.
So why
Kitties,
don't
I have kitties. Elephants have little baby elephants.
in an
Donkeys
egg?
have little baby donkeys. What do foxes have? Not that I
Little
care. I'm
baby
still mad with
kittens
you.
or little baby foxes.
Well, but
Baby
Sparky,
elephants aren't very little, though.
no, Sparky and I are kind of both big, and so I assume that big creatures with rough skin had eggs.
No, you're going to have a baby little elephant. Now, what are you going to do with this?
No. There
I
are,
don't
there are
want it to happen.
mammals, there are fowl, there are reptilian, and each one reproduces in its own way.
Dragons are oviparous. That's what my mom said.
Oh, that's a big word. I don't know what that means.
I don't mind being a dad. I just don't want the mom to be involved at all.
Is that why my computer
Oh.
smells?
This sounds like a custody battle
Why
right
would your
here.
computer smell?
Well,
What? We're back to the smelling computers?
well, she said oviparous, so I thought that was a
Oh.
smell.
Oh,
She's
smelly?
apparently going to be pregnant a long time, so I'll just leave her alone because now, especially, I don't want to talk to her.
Yeah, because she's really grumpy now.
Yeah.
She was grumpy
How do you
before.
feel
Now she's.
about becoming a dad, though?
What, Dr. Fox? What?
Ernie, how do you feel about becoming a dad?
I like to be a dad. I like to have a little baby elephant I could play with and teach, and we could play in the water and we can splash and we can jump, but will the female have to be there?
Sorry, that's
It's
the way
hard
it
to
goes.
get rid of moms.
Well, I don't really consider her a mom. Just because she gives birth to my baby, that doesn't mean she has to be involved.
Well, here's the funny thing. So much you want to be a donkey, but your little baby elephant is going to look to you and say, oh, I hope I grow up just like him.
Well, I'm hoping that she has a donkey.
She's not going to. Why would she have a donkey?
It could happen.
That's not going to happen.
I view that my son, since I identify as a donkey, I think that I should have a son who is a donkey.
Well,
Well,
then
I
you
don't think
should have go and adopt a donkey.
My dad was a zebra, and my mom was a donkey. That's why I'm a zonkey.
Oh, yeah. Well, it works. With elephants, no.
Okay.
Well, maybe, Bruce, you can be my son.
Did I come from an egg?
I think you did.
Okay.
You guys are all confused.
Okay,
Oh
well,
my. Yes, doctor, go ahead.
yes. Well, since we're talking about children and babies, I was wondering, Sparky, has your little brother started communicating yet?
I don't know. Do you call screaming communicating?
Sometimes.
Well, he does a lot of that.
Oh. Does he have different kinds of screens for different kinds of things that he needs?
Mostly he says mine. Everything is
Oh.
his. But it's usually my stuff.
Oh. Do you
My
need
mom just
Dr.
lets him
Wall-
have it.
Should Dr. Wally come and teach him ethics?
No,
I don't think that would be a good thing.
I think my little brother might hurt him.
Oh.
Then yes, he should go and he should
Oh,
try
no.
this and say, that is not yours, little baby, and see what happens. Little
Wally, do you
flambe,
want to go
maybe.
into the dragon's den?
He might end up
He
becoming
doesn't mind.
Yeah, he will be all nice and crispy when he's done.
Because Sparky will protect him.
Who says? From her little brother who does not know how to control his poofs of fire.
Oh.
I
You
think
might
I would
get-
protect Wally better by not letting him come.
They don't want you there, Wally.
Yes.
Oh, now he says he's definitely coming.
Oh,
Oh dear.
yes. This is how his
Oh,
ethics
so-
work. You don't want him to do something, he does it. That's his ethics.
Well, that's an ethical choice.
Yes.
He's taught me that.
Yeah. It's not
Yeah,
good ethics.
Maybe if he hurt Wally, then my mom and dad would be mad at him and he would have to get in trouble.
Oh, you want him to get in trouble, Sparky.
I don't want to
They
sacrifice.
pay all their attention to him.
Oh,
He
Wally's
gets everything.
more kindly than you realize. He's teaching me a lot of good things that I didn't even know.
maybe you could get their attention, Sparky. Maybe you could light something on fire and then you would get attention.
Oh, then they're just mad at me. Well, it
But
depends on
some
what I light
attention
on
is better than
fire.
none.
I mean, if I light dinner on fire, that's okay.
I have an idea. Since he says everything's mine, what you should do is you should burn it, and then that's like going to be your initials on it.
Oh, so then that's yours and no longer his.
Yeah,
He's
so you
trying to
just
take
burn
from you.
everything. That I learned. That's a Dr. Quadswallop ethical choice too.
You're gonna have to hide some things. Put it where he's too small to get.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
I have a cubby up in the
That's
close to
good.
the top of the cave where I put my
I hide all
my
these
collection.
babies' toys that are here. I hide them in my places, and there's little babies like, "Where's that little stuffed lion we had?" I said, "It's my lion now. It's over in the corner. You're never going to find it."
So does anybody else have a question about communication?
Oh,
Well, actually, if I may, I would like to follow up on something we discussed last week in our communications discussion
Oh, really?
with Sparky. I know we had talked about communicating with your mother, with your parents, and I was just wondering if during this past week you've had an opportunity to do so, to put into practice, as they say, some of the things that we discussed.
oh yes, you said it was homework, and she rolled her eyes like, "Oh no, homework."
No, it was good. Did you do it, Sparky?
well, I had to go because Dr. McFoxy said I had to too. So I asked my mom if I could talk to her, and she said, "Not now. I'm busy with your brother." But then I did what you said, Dr. McFoxy, and I said, "Well, when can we talk?" And
Well, there
then
was
she
Reggie.
and she was surprised,
Oh,
Did she set a time?
and she said after the baby goes to sleep,
Did it
and then
go to
we could
sleep?
talk. And so then I had to tell her about Bruce's computer, and that's when she told me I had to take it back. But she said that I could have my computer back, but only for school and for coming to group
Oh,
for 2 weeks because I took Bruce's computer.
Well, Sparky, I'm sorry if you got in trouble, but I'm glad I'm grateful that you opened the meeting last week, and I'm almost ready to let you keep the computer because I've got so many different ways that I was getting. I had a message and a phone and I've got too many ways of communicating right now, and I'm a little stressed.
oh.
Oh,
That
But
So-
Bruce, how can
I've
we help
never
you be
had a
not
phone.
stressed?
I don't think there's too many ways to communicate because
No, I mean, it's the devices I've got. It used to be just they would leave a post like a yellow little sticky thing, and then I would do my job. And now I've got sticky things and electronic things and keyboard things, and it's just so many things.
Listen, when you get too stressed,
Yes.
you just leave all those things behind. You take a little catnip and then you go outside and you run around until you're exhausted and you fall asleep underneath the bird feeder. It works for me every time.
No.
I don't have a cat to take a nap with though.
you
That-
don't
you know,
need to have a
catnip.
cat.
I'll send you some catnip. It's
I don't think
delicious.
that it
You'll
works.
love
I
it.
think it only works on cats.
Oh, really? Oh, that
Yes.
makes sense. They call it catnip.
Yeah.
I am,
yeah.
Do
however,
they have
noticing.
dragon nip?
Oh, that would be good. You could try. Give some
Yeah.
to your brother, see if he relaxes.
Oh,
Zonkey
maybe
nip?
That
Is there
would be
such a thing
good.
as zonkey
Would
nip?
it make him go to sleep?
that's bad advice.
Maybe.
I don't know,
That's
but
just bad advice.
well, I don't want elephant nip, but I'm interested in a communication device because now when I try to communicate,
No, you don't.
of course,
you don't
they
want
just
one.
hear really loud noises. And the more I try to really
don't.
concentrate, the
You
more they
don't.
think I'm nuts. So, do you have a translator that can translate elephant to human talk?
That would be very good because they're so stupid. They don't know what we're saying.
No, I just say, hey, I like some fresh water. And then they put a chain on me because I apparently am thrashing about. But that's just part of communication.
Right.
Oh.
You are trying to tell them, but they are not listening. And
No,
they're
they
not
don't
seeing
listen.
any of the signs.
I don't think that it's not that they're listening. I think that they don't know what you're saying. It's like you're talking a different language.
Yes,
I know that's
they're
why I want a
stupid.
translator.
Dr.
Right.
McFoxy,
Yes.
You
I'm
have to learn
I'm
human.
afraid our time is up for this session.
We
Really?
just
Already, that went
started it.
really fast. I didn't
We
even
talk
talk
about
about how
communicating.
last week I was so mad with Dr. McFoxy, but I've decided
Oh,
to forgive her for eating my cousin because he was almost dead, I
I'm pretty
guess.
sure you're not cousins.
I don't know.
I'm still a little upset with Dr. McFoxy for eating creatures.
Do we
Well,
have
I
a
understand
topic for
because
us
I
to
eat
discuss next
creatures
week?
too.
That could be it.
Oh,
That could be
that's-
it. That could be it right there. You know, that could be it right there. That one right there. Yeah.
What
Could you please repeat
What?
it, Donnie?
About
Because
eating
I was
creatures?
talking because I wasn't listening and I couldn't hear you. Donnie, go.
Oh, listening.
Well, the whole dietary whatchamacallits, that might be I don't know if we should, maybe we could. I don't know.
Wait, I was listening, so I didn't talk. Well,
I don't know what's going on either. What was the
You
step?
mean-
We're supposed to
You're talking about food and dietary needs, and it might actually be something really good for you, Ernie, to learn about what the mother of your child will need in dietary speaking, and
Why did
what your newborn will need
I-
once
I
he
don't.
or
I
she
don't.
is born.
I don't want to have to feed her. That's not my life.
It sounds like next week topic is food. Thank you for joining us
I like food.
in this week's Elephant in the Room.
Anybody want to eat a female elephant?